Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Glitched Velocity. I'm your host Wazahat, and today in this video I'm going to showcase an update to my Dialog Manager extension, and I'm also going to show you how to easily create visual novels using this extension. However, this extension is not limited to just visual novels. You can also create RPG games and user interfaces and lots of other things with this extension. So without further ado, let's jump right into the topic. So I have this Dialog Manager template folder here. And as you can see, there are two main features of this extension. The first one is that it allows you to use .csv file for easy dialogue framing or easy storytelling for visual novels or for other stuff. And it also allows you to use encrypted files, encrypted text files. You can use encrypted CSV files. It allows you to encrypt and decrypt. So you will get two extensions. One is for encrypting and decrypting a file, and one is for the Dialog Manager extension. And let me just quickly show you that how you can easily frame dialogues with the help of CSV. So this is a sample CSV file for this template. It contains a storyline that I have written in the Google spreadsheets with the help of some AI tools and all the stuff. So the format of the Dialog Manager is very simple. First we have lines, then we have default lines, then we have scene, then character name, mood, dialogues, then sound, then duration. Then we will be provided with 4 choices, then 4 results for those choices. These are going to be the responses for these choices. And then we have variable, operator, and values, so that we can assign variables while showcasing or showing the dialogues or choices or whatever thing. So the extension is a really huge update because it allows you to create choice-based interactions for the storyline or choice-based stories. You can provide different outcomes for the stories. If a user made a wrong choice, deduct his score. If a user made right choice, increase his score, gives him points, gives him awards, gives him rewards, whatever you want. So we will be going back or coming back to this CSV file in a moment, because first I want to show you the template that I have created for this video tutorial. So as you can see, I have these 2 demos here: encryption demo.ccb file, which uses the encrypted encrypted.csv file, and let me just open it. So this is how the encrypted text file or CSV file looks when you open it. So you can see that it is totally gibberish and will not be able you will not be able to read it with your eyes, human eyes. So this is how the encrypted text look, and the extension will decrypt it during runtime. And that also with the passphrase or with a secret key. So you need to make sure that you are using the same secret key which you have used to encrypt this text. Otherwise, it will not be decrypted. So it gives an extra layer of protection or extra layer of security for your encrypted files. And it uses a third-party library for the encryption and decryption, but it works with CopperCube and it works really great. So I have just converted it into an extension, and it is also modified third-party libraries. I just simply modified the name of the functions and nothing else. Then we have this unencrypted or simple basic CSV file for our Dialog Manager. So you can see we have these human readable files here, like lines, default line, scene, character name, mood, dialogue, sound, duration, choice 1, choice 2, results, and variable, operator, value, just like this CSV file in the Google spreadsheet. You can also create it in Microsoft Excel or whatever CSV file creator you know. And why I created this feature for use of CSV file, because when in the previous version we have to manually add columns for different things, for like sound, for choice 1, choice 2, and it will just save you some time. So if you don't want a choice, you just leave these cells empty. If you don't want a sound file, leave these empty. You don't have to worry about all those cells that you don't want to use. You can leave them empty. You can leave the lines empty. In this particular bit, you don't have to worry about the lines. You can simply, if you don't want to use the line, you can leave the line empties. You can see the green line is empty, red line is empty, this sky blue line is empty. There is no content at all. So it doesn't matter. And we are going to get back to this CSV file in a moment. Let me just go back to the template. So we have two template, and I'm gonna show you this no encryption demo.ccb file. And let's just open it, and you can see we have two scenes here. One is menu scene and one is the actual game scene. And you will see my character here and a dialog box which shows a character name overlay, which shows the name of the character, a dialog box overlay which usually shows the dialogue which we see on the screen. So this is the default dialogue or default character which guides you to how to start the game when you first run this application. So you have to type your name and press enter, then you press enter again to start the visual novel. And we have a bunch of different overlays here. Scene is for the background, avatar is for this character image, text box is for this text box where our dialogue will appear. This is the background, which is a dark black gradient background for this overlay. And then we have the dialogue, actual dialogue file will be used here. Then we have character here, which is for the character name. Then we have choices. So you will see some choices here, 4 choices here. Choice 1 background, choice 2 background. So these are the choices background. Then we have expression. Expression is hidden for now, but if you enable it, then you can see that it is now thinking or whatever it is doing, but it is best to just hide it. It doesn't matter at all. So then we have the actual choices text. So these are going to be the text that will show on the choice. Or then we have edit box, where we have the edit box background. This is the edit box background. Then we have edit box where we are going to type the name for the user which is going to play the game. Then we have an inventory with some overlays or like background. First we have the background for the inventory, which is also invisible. Let me just quickly make it visible. So this is how the inventory will look. We have artistic skills, character encountered, programming skills, web skills, writing skills, horror skills, professional skills, awards. So we have these bunch of overlays here. And let me just quickly go back to the menu here. And you can see we have these bunch of different options like start game, load game, preferences, about, help, quit, selected option. Let me just quickly start the application by pressing Ctrl F10. And you will notice that it started with a background file and a sample menu file here, and it says a title here, which is Dialog Manager version 1.2. And you will also notice that I have used some GUI user interfaces from the 𝙎𝙪 game engine, which is the famous game engine for visual novels. And as you know that I'm not an artist, so I just grabbed those UI elements and used it in CopperCube 3D game engine. And I think that it doesn't violate the 𝙎𝙪 game engine's license terms and conditions for using it in a video tutorial. And then we have these bunch of options. We have first start, which we are going to see in the last. Then we have load. And then in the load, we have these 3 sections. You can see the load title here. So this is the selected menu title. So let me just press escape and show you it from here. Because in the debug mode, when you press escape, it will just quit the application. So I'm going to show from here. So we have load here, and if I press escape, it will go back to the title screen, which says Dialog Manager version 1.2. So load will have these 3 options. Quick save, it says no save data found. Auto save, it says no save data found. Empty is just empty. So yeah, this extension has a feature which will auto save the game or the story as you progress to the story. And you can also quickly save to this quick save slot. Then we have this about section, which will just give you information about the developer, which is me. So this visual novel game template and related behaviors are created by Wazahat, which is just in case, and just in case is me. And then we have some credits. So Tensor.art is the AI tool that I have used for creating most of the character sprites for the characters that has been used in this visual novel. Then we have some more character sprites that I have used from these 𝙎𝙪 users. I have provided the link here. Then the storyline choices and their responses. has been created with the infamous ChatGPT AI tools. And then we have this help section here, and I forgot to add one more option here, which is tab, because tab is used to open and close inventory. If you hold down tab, then you will see the inventory. If you release it, the inventory will be closed. First one, we have E, which is another feature of this extension. You can roll back to the previous dialogues that you have seen in the game. So if any dialogue that has been displayed on the screen, then if you press E, then it will go back to the previous dialogues that you have seen. Then we have spacebar that you can use to move forward in the story. So it will simply move to the next dialogue. Then we have S button. If you press S, then it will quickly save the game to the quick save slot. Then you can use the mouse button to select the choices. You can select different choices with the help of left mouse button. And you can also proceed further in the story by clicking the mouse button anywhere else in the game. So that's it. And if you click the quit button, it will quit the game. And preferences has nothing. I haven't created any preferences for now, because it will be just take more time to present this template, because our main motive is to showcase the game rather than to showcase the menu file. So if I go here and start the application, you will see it will start this file because there is an issue here, and I'm gonna start it from here, and then I will start it so that it will start from the CopperCube editor. So there is a mistake that I have made in the exe file, so I have to start it from the editor. So you can see we have been provided with this: type your name and press enter, then press enter again to start the visual novel when we clicked on the start button. And now we can just simply type our name here, like what should I give the name to my character or the player? I have been recently watching Naruto, so I'm gonna give it Naruto. However, our character is not going to look like Naruto at all. So I don't know what happened. So it just minimized automatically. I don't know how. So let me just simply give it Naruto and press enter. And then we have to press enter again to start the visual one. So I'm gonna press enter again. And you will notice that our extension automatically included the name Naruto that we have given to our character in the dialogues or in the storyline. So you can see, once upon a time in the bustling city of Kritovia, there was a schoolboy named Naruto. His heart thumped to the rhythm of a single dream, so to craft a mesmerizing visual novel using the extraordinary CopperCube 3D game engine. So before moving further in the storyline, I want to tell you that all the backgrounds will be changed according to the dialogues or according to the CSV files. All the dialogues will be changed according to the CSV files, and all the variable names, not all the variables name, the variable names which are encapsulated in dollars will show the value of the variables instead of the encapsulated text. So whenever you use $Naruto, $user, it will show you Naruto. Wherever I have used $user, because user is the value I am using here, user is the variable I am using here, and it will show the value of that variable. So when I am using the text editor behavior to enter the text or the name for the user, then pressing enter, I am setting a variable user with the value Naruto, and that value is going to shown here. So we have Naruto in our story. And if I press one more thing, that there is no character will be shown for the narrator, because I haven't specified a character for our narrator perspective. Whenever the story is being told from the narrator perspective, it will not show any character. So if I press spacebar, then our character Naruto, which is right here in front of us. So it is a schoolboy, and this is a sprite from some 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝 users, and we have our name of the character here, which is Naruto. Then we have the dialogue. Hey, I have heard rumors about this magical tool named CopperCube. They say it can turn dreams into games without touching a single line of code. How incredible would it be to create captivating visual novels? And you will also notice one small thing here, that there is this little line here on the top of this character overlay here, and I'm going to show you how to fix it, but I don't have enough time to go through all the sprites and fix this issue. So but I'm going to show you how to easily fix it. So this is really easy and not a big deal. You can easily fix this for your overlays. If you also encounter these kind of artifacts with your 2D overlays, then you can easily fix it. So let me just proceed to the story. So if I click, then it will also move ahead in the story. If I press spacebar, then it will also move ahead in the story. And there is also one thing, you will notice that the text is animating. So if I press E, then it will go back to the previous dialogue. So Naruto was fueled by a burning desire to bring his visions to life, and the text is animating. You will notice that the text is animating when the dialogue appears. So if I press spacebar, then the text is animating. And there is one thing that I'm gonna tell you about this extension, is that there is a feature that if your text is animating, while animating, the text is in the animation process, and if you press spacebar or the left mouse click, then it will not move towards the next dialogue, or it will not quickly switch to the next dialogue. It will first complete the dialogue which is being animated. So if the dialogue is in the animation process, and if you press spacebar, it will just complete that dialogue. And if you press spacebar again, then it will switch to the different dialogue or the move forward in the story. So you can see Naruto ventured deeper into the community where he encountered 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝. So 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝 is going to be the first character that we are introducing to our protagonist, Naruto. A known coder, game developer with a passion for CopperCube, 𝙎𝙧𝙘𝙝's creations were a testament to the engine's magic. So what I have done to this story is, I have featured almost 36 characters in this story, and those 36 characters are from the CopperCube community. So it is just a little effort that I have put into this story by using names. And I'm sorry if I give you a wrong character, that if that character don't matches your personality or your style or your taste. So I'm really sorry about it. But yeah, that's it. I tried to use those characters. So if I press spacebar, then you will meet our first character, which is 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗, and this is how 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗 looks like in this visual novel. I'm sorry if it doesn't fit in your requirements, or if it doesn't fit in your personality. So 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗 is saying that, hey there Naruto, welcome to GLITCHEDVELO. I'm 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗, and I have woven dreams into reality using CopperCube. Need a hand on your journey? And while these choices are visible, you can see it automatically made these 3 choices visible to us. And if I click elsewhere in the screen, and if I press spacebar, we will not be able to go ahead to the next dialogue. First, we need to make sure that we click on these, choices. So you can select 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗 offer to help, which will give you 10 artistic skills. And you can also choose to venture further alone, which will give you 5 artistic skills. And you can also check out 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗's work. So if I click on this, what it will do is it will open 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗's 𝙎𝙪𝙾.io page in the browser. And if I go back to here, then you will see the dialogue from the narrator perspective. Hope you like the work of 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗. He is amazing. What you would like to do now? So it again gives us 3 options. We can still make the choices. Like we can accept the 𝙎𝙧𝙧𝙗 offer to help. Then we can choose to venture further alone. So let's just simply select the first choice, and it will give us 10 artistic points. And in order to see our progress, what we can do is we can simply press tab, and you can see our inventory here. So we have 10 artistic skills out of 120. We have 1 character encountered yet. And then we have 0 programming skills, 0 web skills, 0 writing skills, 0 horror skills, 0 professional skills, and 0 awards that we have won yet. So as we further progress in the story, we will gain these skills, and there are the total number of skills that we can acquire throughout the story. So your choices, you can, if you made a wrong choice, you will never be able to fulfill this 120 artistic skills or 90 programming skills or 30 web skills or 50 writing skills or 20 horror skills or 60 professional skills. You can achieve the total out of total or perfect score if you select the correct choices. And I'm not going to go through the whole story because it is a very long story, and I'm not going to show that because it will make the video just longer. And the basic motive of this video is to showcase that you can simply create visual novels very easily without that much hassle. So if I press spacebar, then vegan page is shown again. Then you can see that background has been changed according to the story, because I have used this kind of background for introducing 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙙𝙬. And then among the luminaries of the CopperCube world, Naruto discovered 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙧𝙘. And I'm really sorry for the mistake in this name. I know that there is an extra O here after the B. It is 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙧, not 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙪. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope you don't mind it. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrongly, because English is not my native language, and while I try to be as correct as possible by me, but as a human being I can make mistakes. I have updated the name here. So the character name is 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙧, but in the dialogues I forgot to update it. It is still 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙧. Then we have three options. We can select whatever options we want. It doesn't matter. It will also open the 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘 page, and I have included the 𝙎𝙪𝙧 page and all those stuff for most of the characters, but not for all. Then I'm gonna simply skip the storyline. I'm not gonna play it. If you want to play it, you can use it in whenever you download this extension, whenever it is being uploaded on the website. I will try to upload it on 𝙎𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘. So 𝙎𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘 has been moved to 𝙎𝙯𝑎ℎ.github.io. So this is a huge update that I have to tell you about. So 𝙎𝙎𝙪𝙧𝑐f is now on GitHub, and new URL is 𝙎𝙯𝑎ℎ.github.io. And I'm also gonna upload it on my 𝙎𝙯.io page. So that is 𝙎𝙯.𝙎𝙯.io. So let's just move on to the story. So we have Swan here, and we also have 𝙎𝙎𝙧𝙘 here. So if we select the first one here, then the Swan will give the response. And if we select the second choice here, then 𝙎𝙎𝙧𝙘 will give the response, and we can check out both's work. So I'm gonna simply select it. What I'm doing right now is I'm also skipping back or rollbacking whenever I want to change my choice that I have made. And let's say if I want to delve into coding independently, and what it will do is it will show 𝙎𝙎𝙧𝙘, and if I press tab, then you will see I have 15 artistic skills, and I have 4 characters encountered, and I have 5 programming skills. And there is one more thing that I want to show you here is if I go back, if I roll back, let's say to the beginning, and if I press tab now, then you will notice that our artistic skills have been reversed. So when I gain the artistic skills by clicking or accepting the vegan page offer, it gave me 10 artistic skills. But if I move back, then it will just reverse or subtract the artistic skills automatically. And you will also notice that we have 0 character encountered yet, because we haven't encountered vegan page yet. And now it will show us that the character encountered is 1, because we have encountered vegan page. So this is also again a good feature when rollbacking. So if you are going back, then it will automatically subtract the variable values or scores from the variables. So it is to prevent cheating or hacking. Just, some users go back and forth, and it is to avoid the bugs when role picking. So let me just quickly skip the story, and I'm going to just show you the users that we are going to encounter. So then we have Robo. Then I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly, because I know that you don't want that people pronounce it like robo. Robo is for robot, but it is not a robo, it is a robo, I think. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. So then we have seek guidance and collaboration for game mechanics. Then we have choose to progress independently for now. And we can also check out robo's work. So I'm gonna simply select choose seek guidance and collaboration. And then we can simply move onto the story. Then we have dieter. It will give us 3 options, just like the other characters. So all the characters will give us some options, some choices. We have Diego Victor. I'm gonna show you the characters only by quickly skipping to the stories so that I can feature all the people that I have included. Then we have SMN Mehmadi, which is Saman Mehmadi. And then we have, let me just quickly move. Then we have Wazahat, which is actually me. Then it will give us 4 choices. It also give us choices for checking out my YouTube channel and my website. And then I'm just simply selecting random choices. It doesn't matter. Then I think we are going to introduce Hadouken. So you can simply go ahead and click the Hadouken's, check out Hadouken's work to open Hadouken's web 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝 page. And it will show you some nice extensions there. What would you like to do now? And we would like to seek guidance. And then we have Ishmaru, and we can choose to delve into strategic game development independently, and it will subtract some programming skill or artistic skills. Then we have COA. These sprites are from some itch.io users. Kiera Ryan, I think. And then we have Josh. And then we have end gameplay. And then we have Niven. I know that he is a nurse, so I gave him this nurse outfit. Actually, I don't give him this nurse outfit, but I gave the prompt to the AI to create a character in nurse outfit. And then we have 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙪𝙗𝙚. It is again from a user from 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙗𝙗. And yeah, we have won our first award. So whenever I'm going to click on these choices, it is going to increase my awards variable. So we will win the best storyline award for 2023 CopperCube Awards. And this is just to make fun. This is just to for fun. My intention is not to win the award, because I'm not going to submit this story because it is created by an AI. So it is just to make fun of the ChatGPT. So you can also notice that there is this outline or artifacts here as well for the 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙗𝙪𝙗𝙚. I hope I am pronouncing the name correctly. It's 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙗𝙗, and I don't is it is L or FTY. I think L. So it is 𝙎𝙬𝙧𝙘𝙗𝙬. I'm really sorry if I am pronouncing it wrong. Sorry, bro. Then we encountered Wilfrey and Rollwix. So previously it shows us Wilfrey, and we have Rollwix, and then we can check out their work, and then we can seek advice as well. Then we have 𝙎𝙬𝙧𝙘𝙝. He's a great, actually he was the first one for whom I created the dialogue manager extension. And then there is a person named Rabbit. I think she's a girl. So then she requested me to create choice-based dialogues. So I thought, why not just update my dialogue extension? So I updated the dialogue extension. So we have 𝙎𝙬𝙧𝙘𝙗𝙗. Then we have Ali Reza. I know that he's a dentist, so I tried to give him a doctor's outfit. And then we have Honeycraft. He created really good stuff for CopperCube. And then we have Surge, who created some nice video tutorials. And then we have, he recently created dice roll tutorial. And then we have Luposian. Oh, I tried my best to give him this wolf character, because I know that he is creating game where there is a bipedal character, wolf character. I hope it just satisfy his character, or it just fits perfectly to his avatar. And then we can simply choose to learn and collaborate on game development. Then we have Chris J, who has created Cauldron games. It was a nice stylized game in development. And then we have Enzo. Enzo is from Sam Memadi's channel. She is an artist from China, and she's not related to CopperCube, but she is a CopperCube lover, and she is in the server Glitch Velocity server and in the Sam Memadi's servers. So I just included her. And then we have Rabbit, who requested this choice-based creation of the dialogues. And then we have Creature Freak. He's a great artist. And then we have Spartan, who is great with the lighting stuff. He created so many videos with the volumetric lighting in the past for CopperCube. And then we have PMax, who is a great programmer. So it will give you programming skills. So different characters will give you different skills. Right now we have 100 artistic skills, and we have encountered 29 characters, and we have 90 out of 90 programming skills. Then we have 15 web skills. Then we have 40 writing skills. We have 10 horror skills. Then we have 30 professional skills, and we have already won the award. And then we have Jamie Jackpy, and it will, I think, give us web skills. Or yeah, it gave us web skills. And then we are provided with the Sam Grady. I don't know why the AI gave him Green Lantern type look for this character. It looks quite, amazing. And then we have Decon17 from Ambiera Forums, Spicy Milk from Ambiera Forums, and then 𝙎𝙪𝙪𝙙𝙬 from the Ambiera Forums. And then we have the infamous guest who remains anonymous, and he's also from Ambiera Forums. I gave him this ninja dark or anonymous character look. I think it fits his avatar, and he remains anonymous. And then we have 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝. As you can see, I gave him a uniform with Star Trek in the Star Trek uniform, because I know that he loves Star Trek. So I tried to give him this character. Looks pretty decent. And wait a second. I have made a mistake here. So instead of using $user$, I have an issue here, because I haven't specified the name of the character. Or it should show the Naruto, but in the CSV file I haven't specified user as the character for character name. So finally we have Nico here, the sole developer of CopperCube game engine, and it's really nice to meet him in this visual novel. I don't know if this character perfectly fits his avatar or not, but I kind of like it. So we can seek guidance and mentorship from Nico and choose to share our vision and game with Nico. So I'm gonna choose to share our vision and game with the Nico, and he will talk a bit with us, and then we have this conversation going on. Then we can express the gratitude for the opportunity to showcase our creation, and then he just give a nice piece of advice in the last, and we just move on to the end of the story. So as the summit of the mastery came to close, Naruto felt a newfound sense of purpose. Their journey in the CopperCube world had only just begun. They now carried the wisdom, guidance, and recognition from the community and its extraordinary members like Nico propelling them forward. And then, it's the end. Thank you, CopperCube community, for the knowledge and support. Let's keep creating, shaping worlds, and dreaming in code. I invite everyone to join the Glitched Velocity Discord server and subscribe to Wazahat's Glitched Velocity YouTube channel, where our journey continues. Then you will be provided with a bunch of different options. You can visit to my YouTube channel and subscribe it. If you like the video, if you like the extension, you can visit to Neophyte, which is now moved to 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙪𝙗𝙪. Then you can also join the Glitched Velocity Discord server. And if you like my work, then you can also support me financially by donating to this PayPal account by clicking on this donate button here. So that's all. If I click anywhere and if I press spacebar, it will just not move ahead because we have to click on these choices and it will just lead to you external websites, and I'm not gonna show you that. So that's all about the template. It's all about the not all about the template, it is just all about the story and the visual novel. So now let's move on to the CSV file. So as I have already told you about these options, first we have lines column, then we have default line columns, then we have scene, then character name, mood, dialogue, sound, duration, choice, or 4 choices, 4 results, then we have variables, operator, and value. So the lines are going to be the number of dialogues or serial numbers of dialogues that we are going to create. So they are going to be in the serial series like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you are going to use empty lines, then you don't have to write any serial number for the empty lines. So you need to make sure that you are writing serial numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 up to whatever number of dialogues you have in your story. So in the 9th line is going to be empty, so I'm gonna use 8 here for the 8th dialogue. Absolutely, we can pay to your expertise would be incredibly valuable on this adventure of mine. And you will also notice some colors here like green color, red color, yellow color, sky blue color, and there's a light pink color. And what these colors shows here is this is to just distinguish the choices and their responses. So if you select the first choice, it will show you these 2 lines. And if you select the red choice, it will show you these 2 lines. And after the blue line, the story continues. And then if you select the green choice, this will show you these 2 lines and their respective, choices and results and variables and all. Then we have then you can see the lines. So first we have lines, which are the series and the serial numbers for the dialogues. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8th dialogue, 9th dialogue, 10th dialogue, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and so on. Then we have the default line column. And default line column is after showing the first dialogue, on which line or a story should move when we press spacebar or the mouse click. So it will move to the second dialogue after showing this dialogue. And if we press spacebar or click the mouse button, it will move to the second dialogue automatically. So the default line or default dialogue it is going to move is second, which is this one. This one is our second dialogue. While actually it is the third line, but if according to our line serial number, it is our second dialogue. Then we are going to move to the third dialogue. Then we are going to move to the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And in this section here, after the end of this green choice or the positive choice, we are going to move to the continuation of the story from this 12th dialogue. And if we made the wrong choice or negative choice, which is in the red, you can have neutral choices or choices according to your colors and according to your preferences, so that you can visually distinguish between different choices and different responses. It is better to create a storyline in this format. So after selecting the red, instead of continuing the story from the 12th line or the 12th dialogue, I'm continuing the story from the 13th dialogue or 13th line. Then the same goes for the Diabro. It was for Vegan Pete, and then we have the Diabro user. So same goes for the Diabro. We have these three choices. So if the user select first choice, then we will respond with these two lines. If user select second choice, then we will respond with these two lines for the negative responses. Then we have the scene. Scene is actually the name of the background that we are going to use. So you can see there are some numbers 1 2 3 4 1 2 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 4 4 4. It is actually, if you go to the dialog manager template folder, you will see that there is a sprites folder which actually contains folders for all the character sprites and backgrounds. So if you see, here is the backgrounds folder which contains the around 38 backgrounds, but the visual novel actually is using, I think, about 36 backgrounds. So I have named them 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 up to 38 for the ease of uses. But if you don't want to use one, but if you want to use like city.png, then you can simply rename it to city.png, and in your CSV file you can simply rename it to city instead of one. So if you want, you can use that method as well, so it doesn't matter. So for easier access, I have just used one. So if you want, you can simply change it to city. So let me just quickly change it to city here. So instead of one, let's just call it city and save our CSV file that we are going to use. Wait, I made a mistake here because I have just simply created or I mistakenly created a WebGL file by pressing Ctrl F11 instead of Ctrl F10 and just open in a WebGL file, and it's not going to run in the WebGL because it is a Windows exclusive extension. I can update it for WebGL as well, but for now it is just for Windows application. So I go back here for project and F10. And there's also one thing before showcasing you the background thing. I want to show you one more thing, which is if I go to the load here, then you will notice that autosave has now a picture here. So it just automatically creates a save file whenever a new dialogue has been introduced to you. So if I click on this, it will just load the last saved file. So, we have completed the story. So it just loads the last storyline, and you can also roll back from here as well. So if you press E, then you can also see whatever the choices you have selected here. So you can see we have 120 artistic skills, programming skills 90, and web skills 25, 40 writing skills, and 10 horror skills, and 40 professional skills. So you can simply roll back to the beginning of the game, or you can simply go back and start the game again. So this is Once Upon a Time in the Bustling City of Critovia. This is the first, and you can see it also loaded the correct background for the first dialogue, and you can see that we have let me just close it, and we have renamed this to city, and the game is actually using the city background here instead of one, because we have updated the CSV file with the city. So if we use one here, then it is not going to show us the city, and instead of city, it is going to show us a black background. So let me just quickly show you testing the application. If I go here and if I click start, and if I give it name of just in case, then it is going to show us black background because we are not using the correct name for our first background. So I'm going to rename it to one as again. So let's get back to the CSV file. Let me just close these 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝 pages. So let's just undo this. So you can now, you are now familiar that the scene can be you can use whatever name you want to give to your background images. You can call it a school classroom, or players room, or whatever you want. You can call it mountains, terrains, and rooms, classes, public transport, etc., etc. Then we have the character name. So you can see here we have different characters. $user dollar gets replaced by the variable value for this user variable. And then we have 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙪𝙗. These are the fixed character names. And we have so many names here, and I'm gonna show you that mistake I had made, because you see here I have specified user instead of $user dollar. That's why when we proceeded to the 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘 story, or we have encountered 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘 in the visual novel, we were not seeing Naruto when these dialogues are showing. We were instead seeing user written there, because I haven't encapsulated this username in dollar. I've forgotten to encapsulate it in dollar. So whenever you are going to use character name in the character name and in the dialogue, dollar, then the variable name dollar, then it will actually get converted into the variable's value instead of the name that you write here. So wherever there is $user dollar, it is going to change to the actual variable value. So like there was a schoolboy named $user dollar, so there was schoolboy named Naruto, or whatever value you give to this user variable. And you can specify as many characters as you want, and you will see that there are no characters specified, and this is where there is no character avatar will shown, and the story is going to be taught in a narrator perspective. And there is no mood for the narrator's perspective, because we are not using any avatar or any character images, but there are some moods, and excited for the user, happy for the user, and then we have excited here. It doesn't matter because it is for narrator, and we are not using any narrator character, so it doesn't matter if you provide the mood for narrator or not. Then we have 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙪𝙗. All the other characters except the user, which is our player, and 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘 and rabbit and Enzo uses same default expression or default mood. So if we go to the sprites and if you check out, then there is only one sprite for all the other characters except Enzo. Enzo has these character sprites, and our user has these character sprites. So if you want, you can use multiple character sprites, and you can simply rename it to the sprite name. For example, if you want to use, for example, if I am using Angry2, then we can simply type here Angry2 instead of default for 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘, if there is any sprite with that name. So for example, we have a happy sprite for our user, and smile2 sprite for our user, sad sprite for our user. So you can use different sprites for different moods or different expressions for expressing different dialogues in different conditions. Then we have the dialogues. Then it is obvious that you have, if you want to show some dialogues or some text on the screen, you have to write your dialogues here for that particular character. For example, your user is speaking like this: hey, I have heard rumors about this magical tool named CopperCube and blah blah blah. And then we have sound file. If you want to play some voiceovers, then you can simply add the sound.ogg file, sound.wave file here. And then we have duration, and these duration are only usable if you are using the autoplay feature. If you are not using the autoplay feature, then you don't need this duration. So these are really helpful when you are using the autoplay features. Then you can specify a time for what amount the dialogues should be remain appeared on the screen or stay on the screen. Then we have 4 different choices with 4 different results. So you can specify whatever choice you want, like accept 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙀, offers of help, choose to venture further alone, check out 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙀's work. And there If you specify a choice, then you also have to specify a result. So let's say if you specify a choice for the first, like I will make me happy. I will say make me happy. I made a mistake here. Let me just change it to the CSV file. So our choice one is in dark blue color. I have used an extension for Visual Code Studio, which will just simply change the color of the CSV file. So it is much more easily distinguishable. So you know that the choice one is for dark, one is in dark, and it is going to be after the duration. And for duration, I am using 4. And let's just call it make me happy. And if I save it and run the extension or run the template file, and if I start it, then it will just show me this choice, which I can click. But as I haven't specified any result for this choice, it is not clickable, or it will not do anything. And I'm stuck with this blank or the first screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply create result 1, and results are going to be the line number that we want to move on. So for example, if the user select this first choice, then we are going to move to the 8th line. And if user select to the red choice or second choice, then we are going to move to the 10th line. And if user select check out Wigan Pete's work, then we are going to move to the 230th line. Line, not length. Then you can see that 8th line is for this green choice, and the 10th line is for red choice. And from 10th onward, it will move default to the 11th line. And from 8th onward, it will move default to the 9th line, because there are no choices. So whenever we press spacebar, it will move to the next default line. So let's just make our character move to the line. I think we should move it to the bracer jack. All right, we are going to move it to the line 258, where we introduce our character bracer jack. And I'm going to simply change the result 1, which is in yellow. We are going to change the line to 258. I think it is 258. Yeah, it is line 258, where we introduce bracer jack to our character or player. And I'm going to simply save it. And let's just test the application again. And if I start it, and if I now select this make me happy, it will just simply move towards the bracer jack dialog. So you can see continuing on their journey, just in case discovered bracer jack, a season CopperCube enthusiast. So that's how you can do it. And you don't necessarily need to write your story in a continuity. You need to make sure that the lines are in the serial number or in the continuity, but not the dialogues or not the story. So, and I'm going to show you why. Because if you look at this template file that I have provided with this template CSV file that I have provided with this demo, then you will notice before introducing Nico, there is no bracer jack here. So there is no continuity. So when I am writing the story, I have already written the dialogues and the story for Nico, but not for bracer jack. And I have written the bracer jack dialogues or the story here in the line 258, after the line 258. So it is not necessarily needed to be in the continuity. What you can do is you can simply change the default line, like after selecting this choice 1 for bracer jack, I am moving back to the 216 instead of moving downwards or increasing the line number. I am decreasing the line number. So after selecting the choice, I am moving back towards the line 216, which is for Nico. So if you go here, it is where we have introduced 𝙎 to our main player in the line 216. And if you check the line just above this, then you will notice that we are moving to the line 258 for after we have introduced the guest to the player. So after the guest, after with the guest choices, if we select any choice, we are going to move towards the 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘 instead of 𝙎. And after the 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘, we are getting back to the 𝙎. So there is no need to write your story in a continuity. You can simply change the default line number for the dialogues that you want to show after or show before. And you can do this for all the choices. Then if you have choice 1, then you can specify a line number that you want to move. If you have choice 2, then you can specify the line number for choice 3. You can specify choice 3. And then if you have choice 4, then you can specify the line number to move for the choice 4. And then we have the most important part, which handles variables or the scores or anything else in this story or things. Then we have variable. You can specify whatever variable name you want to assign or set, and you can then specify an operator. If you use plus, then it will increase the variable. If you use minus, it will decrease the variable. If you use multiply, it will multiply the variable. If you use division, so basically 4 operators you can use: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then you can specify value, whatever value you want to add to that variable, or whatever value you want to remove or subtract from that variable. So first we are going to increase the character interaction by 1 whenever we are introducing a new character. So whenever there is a choice, we are introducing a new character. And whenever someone select this positive green choice, we are giving him skills according to that choice based selection. So for example, for the first option, first choice, accept Wigan offer of help, we are increasing artistic skills by 10. So if user select this, then we are going to increase the variable, or we are simply giving him 10 score point for artistic skills. But if he select choose to venture further alone, then we are not going to give him 10. Instead, we are going to give him 5. So it is 5 points less than the green choice. So it is a negative choice, it is a positive choice. So user has to make correct choice to score higher. So these are choice based consequences. If you made a wrong choice, you will not get the reward. If you made a correct choice, you will get the reward. And there are some neutral choices as well. Like I have used these light green color for neutral choices, where we are not subtracting the variables, or we are not giving less points or less score. For example, if you choose the dark green one, you will still get the awards, and if you choose the light green one, you will still get the award. So that's how you write the CSV files, or that's how the CSV file is composed. It is much easier to write CSV than the text file, because you can leave the cells empty. It doesn't matter. You don't have to manually put colons or commas or all this stuff. But you have to make sure that your dialogues are in just one single line. You don't you can't use enter here. You can't use enter or multiple lines for your dialogue. Like if I'm using shift or enter to use a different line, I can't do that. I have to write my dialogue in single line. And same goes for the choices, I think. So you have to make sure that your dialogues are written in the one single line, not in multiple lines. Otherwise, it will break the CSV file or break the game that you are creating. And you are not limited to create visual novels with it. You can simply use it for user interfaces, just to treat these segments as overlays. For example, this is the scene over. This is overlay 1. This is overlay 2. This is overlay 3. This is overlay 4. And these are other overlays up to 4 overlays. So you can simply, let's say you want to show some options based on clicking of the choices. Let's say if you click on an object, you want to change the whole user interface with different values, then you can use this type of concept or this type of CSV file for that. So this is not just limited to visual novels or RPG games dialogues framing. And now let's just move on to the other parts or the actual, you know, behavior or the extension. So if we go to the new 3D scene, and if I go to behavior, when a key is pressed, do something, enter, and we are checking the variable start if it is going to be true, because whenever we are typing our name and we are hitting enter, we are also setting the start game variable to true. So after entering the game, sorry, the name, after entering the name for the character, then only the game will start or proceed further. Otherwise, it won't start. So you have to press enter 2 times. So first to submit the username and then to start the visual novel. So let's just see. Then we are setting the start variable to 0 again. Then we have dialog conversation 1.2 extension here, and for some reason I can't, scale it. So the first one is the file name that we are going to use. So it is obviously cc.csv because I have written the story in the cc.csv file. And you will also see these new files that has been created by the, template. Let me just delete this WebGL file because I have mistakenly pressed the F11 button. You will see autosave.dat file, autosave.tga file. Autosave.dat file is encrypted text or encrypted variable values or all those stuff. And autosave.tga file is the screenshot that it captures to show in the game later. And let me just close it because it is just a screenshot and nothing else. You can see it is just a screenshot of the last screen that you see whenever you press or whenever you encounter a new dialogue. And then caps lock stage is just for, text edit box editor, 2D overlay editor as a edit box. And then we have cc encrypted.csv file that we can use. I'm going to show you in a moment. And there's one more thing that I have missed, and that is quick save feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply start no encryption demo. And what we are going to do right now is we are going to start the game, and let's just make me happy. And I don't know, I have to change the CSV so that we don't have to go to 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝. Let me just start it again. I know it's a bit confusing, but after you get the template file, it will be really easy. So let me just quickly skip somewhere. So like this. And now if I press S, then it will simply quick save the game from here. And I can simply close it, or let's just start it again. And so that you will understand that I'm not auto saving or like that. So if I start it again, let's just move ahead to somewhere else so that our auto save file will be somewhere like here. So if we go back to our game and check the load button here, then you will notice that quick save is a different save file and auto save is a different save file. So if we click the quick save, it will load the quick save file that we just saved while pressing S button. And if we load auto save, it will load the auto saved file, which it automatically saves whenever a new dialogue is presented to the user. So I can click the quick save and it will start the quick save file. And then we have file name is going to be cc.csv. We can also use encrypted files here by simply changing it to encrypted. and check mark this use encrypted button here and hit OK. Then it will simply use this cc underscore encrypted.csv file instead of cc.csv file. So if I test the application, it will just work normally. There will be no change and I'm going to show you how. If I start, it will just, it's not working. I'm not sure why, because maybe I have made something here. Don't know. Made a mistake here. I definitely made a mistake here because it is not loading the dialog. So it is now showing the dialog from the and it says provided text file to read dialog is not found. And that's because we have made a mistake, I think, in the name. So CC encrypted. So I made a typo here. Instead of encrypted, I made a mistake here. CC encrypted. So we are going to use encrypted.csv file. And then if we test the application by going back here and go to start, and it is now using the encrypted text file. So if you don't have this cc.csv file, it doesn't matter. You can simply use the encrypted .csv file. And let me just show you why it is important that you use the same key. So let's get here to the extension. And you will notice that we have use encrypted selected. If I remove this and test the application, what happens, you will see now. It gives an error that dialog is undefined, and it says it won't work if you don't use the use encryption button here, and you try to load encrypted file without checking that use encrypted option. And let me just show you another thing. What will happen if you provide a wrong key or passphrase for the decryption or encryption? So encryption key is CopperCube. Let's just enable use encrypted, and let me just change it to something like COPPRCUB, and we are not entering E here. We are simply using CopperCube instead of CopperCube, or you can use whatever key you want. It doesn't matter, and it will simply not work, and it won't load the game. Let me show you what it will throw as an error. So we go to start, and you will see provided key is not correct for CopperCube file decryption. So you have to make sure that you provide correct key that you have used to encrypt the text. So in the new 3D scene, we have to make sure that we are providing the correct key. And this key can be anything. I'm using CopperCube because for this particular encrypted file, I have used this key CopperCube for this particular encrypted file. And in order to decrypt this, I have to use the key CopperCube. Otherwise, it will not work. So this is something really great for this extension. And you can simply select the start from line just like the previous, and then you can also stop the dialog at any point by specifying a stop at line. Then you have variables to save or load, and this is really important for quick saving and auto saving. And let me just show you one more thing in CSV file here. What I have done is I have specified this extra line 381, as a user, artistic skills, programming skills, writing skills, horror skills, character interacted, professional skills, web skills, or awards. And they all are the variables that I want to save in the game, in the quick save data or in the auto save data. So you can simply specify all the variables that you want to save or that you want to save in the quick save and auto save file. So you can simply specify the variable names in a line. So users, it is not limited to lines and default lines, scene and character mode. You can also specify anything in the last of the CSV file. So I'm using line 381, which is the last, and I'm specifying all of my variables that I want to save when I press a quick save button or whenever I'm auto saving. So it will save these variables automatically. I don't have to worry about anything. So, or if you don't want to use the line number, you can also use this option variables from line, which is line 381, because I am using line 381, which is actually the line number, not the serial number or the series number for the dialogue. It is actually the line number, which is line 381. So you have to use the actual line number for the variables. So you can specify the variables line number, or you can type the variable names manually here, like user or artistic skills or scores or whatever you want. You can either type the variable's name manually in here, but I believe it is not good practice to type in the variable names in here in this property. It is better to write down all your variables in the CSV file in the last line, and then simply use that line for loading variables or saving variables from line 381. And then we have autoplay features. If you simply select it, then you don't have to press spacebar or left mouse click, and the dialogues will automatically play one after another after the duration that you specify in the CSV file. Right now, they all are using 4 seconds, or you can say 4. So the dialogue will be stay on the screen for 4 seconds. Then we have text animation option. If you turn it off and try to run the game, then what will happen is it won't play any text animation, and it will simply directly move towards the next dialogue. So let's just say, so once upon a time in the bustling city of Cretovia, there is no text animation here. Then it automatically goes to the next dialogue. Then it automatically goes to the next dialogue. I'm not clicking or pressing any button right now. It is just automatically moving forward in the story. And if I want, I can press the space bar as well to quickly move to the next line or next dialogue. So you can see it is much faster way to proceed to the story instead of just showing the animation, text animation and all those stuff. So it is again that stuff. And then we have a skip key code. So it is going to be the key code or the JavaScript key code for the keys that you want to use for skip. Right now I'm using spacebar, so for spacebar I'm gonna use 32, and for rollback I am using E. So 69 is the key code for E. So you can also specify rollback key code. Then image extension we are going to use for our backgrounds and character sprites. Then we have scene overlay folder. It is going to be the folder where we want to load the background. So it is the 2D overlay for the scene. So simply select this folder. Then we have avatar folder for the character avatar. Then we have dialogue folder for this dialogue overlay. Then we have character name overlay folder, which is this overlay folder. Then we have choices background overlay folder. So whenever the background shows for those choices, so we have choices background overlay folder. Then we have choices overlay folder, and then we have action when finished. So when the story gets completed, you can execute an action. And then there is an option that if you want to save the screenshots for autosave files or not. And I made this option because sometimes whenever you are saving the PNG files, the game lags. But that is why I am using .tga files, because it is much faster to save TGA files in CopperCube game engine than the PNG files. So it won't affect your game performance. So it doesn't matter if you uncheck or check this option. It is up to you. I have just put it in for just in case if you mess up with the code and want to use PNG files instead of JPG or TGA, then you can simply use this option. And now you're wondering why there are other options like these, and these all are just to auto save and quick load. They don't have to do anything with the game file. So if I simply delete all of them like this, so you can see it is for tab, it is for every few seconds I have these variables that I'm using for opening the website of checking the website, opening website, like check unofficial, then it will open the Discord server for unofficial CopperCube server, and check for Discord server of GLITCHEDVELO, check 𝙎𝙪𝙙𝙘𝙪𝙗 page, 𝙎𝙪𝙙𝙘𝙪𝙗 website, 𝙎𝙪𝙙𝙘𝙗 games.itch.io. So it is for those purposes. It doesn't matter with the this particular extension. So even if you don't use this, it is fine. If you use it, it can be something different for your game. For this particular video template, I use these behaviors for example, tab for opening and closing the inventory, and then for I have already shown this to you. Then for S for quickly saving, quick save. So quick save is just a variable. So I am using a variable name which is quick save. So you can set it to true, and the game will simply quick save. So quick save is a variable name, and auto save is also a variable name. So you can check the variable if a variable has a value before starting first drawing. If a variable has a value, quick load is also another variable. Quick load is true, which I am setting in my menu file. So quick load is a true, then only we are going to execute the dialog conversation version 1.2, and we are automatically loading the quick load quick save file. And or then same goes for the auto load feature. When clicked on auto load, we are loading the auto load.dat file, and when we are using quick load, we are loading the quick load.dat file. And we are also loading and storing the variables to disk just for this particular template. It is not necessarily needed if you don't want to say auto save or save feature for your game. So we have this set or change variable in the before first drawing. So we can simply remove this quick save as well, and we can remove this if a variable has a value, if a variable has a value, load, store. And then simply we have the enter command for the behavior that we are using the dialog conversations. And I just remove all the behaviors. If I test the application now, it will just simply run without any issues, and you can still be able to view the dialogues or the storyline. So it doesn't matter, all those behaviors or extensions has nothing to do with the actual game or actual template file. They are just supportive behaviors to load or share data between two scenes. Like in the menu scenes, we have load options here. So when we are loading the slot 1 is for quick saving and quick loading. So when we click on this, then we are doing something, which is we are setting variables like quick load. We are setting this to true, and then we are storing this variable, and then we are simply checking if there is no quick save data or quick save data. If there is no quick save data, then we are simply switching to another scene. And if there is some data, then we are hiding or unhiding the no data found overlay folder. So these all are just for this particular template. They don't have to do anything with the extension alone. And then we have the another extension that I'm going to show you, which is, let me just create another when a key is pressed do something behavior, and let's just change the key to F, and then simply go to scripted action and then encrypt or decrypt file. So you can simply use it And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this cc encrypted.csv file so that I don't have any encrypted file. And we have just this simple CSV file. So let me just delete it. We don't have any, right now there is no encrypted file in this folder, you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply rename it to cc.csv file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to encrypt this file with this encryption key, which is CopperCube. You can change it to whatever key you want. You can change it to 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙪 or to your name or whatever passphrase you want for the encryption. It is AES based encryption, so it is much more secure, and nobody will be able to easily decrypt your file. So simply write 𝙎𝙪𝙧 and press Ctrl F10. And now if I press F key, then it will generate a cc underscore encrypted.csv file. So you can see cc underscore encrypted.csv file, and it is totally encrypted. And now if I load the application, then it will say provided key is not correct for CopperCube file decryption, because we have used a different key for our CC encrypted file. So in our behavior, we are using CopperCube as encryption key, but you know that I have changed it to 𝙎𝙪𝙧 when I was encrypting the file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply rename it to 𝙎𝙪𝙧. And now if I test the application, what it will do is it will simply run the story from that encrypted file. And what if you don't want to use these sprites folder and all those stuff? So what you can do is you can simply go to this CopperCube 2D animation scripts collection behavior. These are some scripts collection, so you can purchase it. It is a paid extension, while the dialog extension is going to be free extension, and the encryption and decryption action is also going to be a free extension. So you don't have to worry about it. So if you want to embed your textures into the exe itself, then you can use these CopperCube 2D animation scripts. There is a plugin in there that allows you to embed all the textures into the exe file itself. So you can simply select all these textures and it will automatically embed them in the exe files. And you will also get some more behaviors and behaviors and actions to create 2D animations as well. And now there are so many files here. So autosave.dat file, autosave.tg file, quicksave.dat file, quicksave.tg file. And make sure that you are using the correct encryption keys for the quicksave.dat file and autosave.dat file. It will not be usable if you are using different key for the cc encrypted.csv and autosave.dat file. So that's all for today's video. I think the video is going to be a bit long. I don't know for how much time I am recording. It's almost 1.5 hours, and this is the second time I'm recording this video, because there was some issues when recording the video for the first time. I hope this video will make sense and will be much more useful in different game scenarios. It is not limited to just RPG games or visual novels. You can also use it for creating user interfaces and different stuff. But this is just a clever idea to use CSV files to create choice-based games and all those stuff, choice-based. And this template will help you in creating visual novels very easily. If you are going to create some visual novels, then you can really use these templates just to remove the characters or whatever story. And I will also share the link for this docs.google.com in the description down below for the Google spreadsheet that you can use. And one more thing that I'm gonna show is, you can see this yellow line. These are the third choices for the third choices of all the characters for checking out their work, and they all simply sets variable for different uh, variables, like check VP is for Vegan Pete, checking out Vegan Pete's work. Check Diabro is for checking out Diabro's work. Check Swain for checking out Swain's work. Check OKOK for checking out OKOK's work, and so on. So yeah, that's how you can use this, and they all are using the same results and same choices again, and different dialogues each time you click on this. So whenever you check out Vegan Pete's work, then it will show you a different dialogue with narrator's perspective. Hope you liked the work of Vegan Pete. This is amazing. What would you like to do now? So you can do stuff like that as well. So if you like, this is the line 230 or the dialogue 230, and if I go up here for check out Vegan Pete's work, choice 3, and for result 3, I am using line 230 here. So this is how the story gets completely run through the CSV file, and it's much easier and much better to use CSV file to create visual novels and RPG game stories and dialogue formations in CopperCube. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. You can also encrypt and decrypt the file, and you can also, if you want, I can update this so that you don't have to use external CSV files. You can also use embedded CSV files, so you don't have to provide an external file to use, whether if it is encrypted or whether if it is not encrypted. You can simply use it in the directly use it in the extension. But it is much better to use external files so that you can work on different translations, and if you want to provide the ability to mod your game and to make changes to the dialogues and all by the end user, then you can use these kind of stuff. Hope that you like the video, and I'm pretty tired right now, but this is all this video, and I'm also going to share some more videos. And to be honest, I am quite a bit disappointed with some members of the community because of some negative comments, and I don't know, but there is some beef going on with some members, and that makes me upset. And but I'm gonna do what I am doing for all these years. I will try my best to give you the best I can provide you. So I hope you like the visual novel, and I hope that you liked your characters that I have given you, and I hope that the videos just get recorded correctly, because I'm not sure if it is recording my voice perfectly or not, because my microphone is giving me issues, but it seems that it is recording correctly. So I won't bore you enough. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And it took me a lot of time to create this extension, so if you can share some love, then you can buy me a coffee or purchase some extension on my 𝙎𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙝 page. That will definitely help me out. So we'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, peace out.